So yeah, the student visa issue is a really important one. I'm getting a lot of questions right now. They're opening things up again and giving priority for student visa holders to come to the United States and not be subject to many of these bans for COVID-19, even if you're from one of the countries that has a COVID-19 ban. But be careful, there's a lot of issues. One is, every consular officer doesn't know what's going on. Every airline that's going to board you doesn't know what's going on. But one major issue I have with people filing for their own student visas or even tourist visas is when they fill out the form DS-160, this is the online application for any person coming on a non-immigrant visa, they don't fill it out with attention to detail and they leave out stuff by accident. That might be honest accident, but it becomes very problematic later down the line. For example, I have several cases right now where I've consulted where people are coming from countries that have mandatory military conscription. This is when you have to join the military in your country for 2 years, and everyone has to do it. And then countries like Taiwan, South Korea, Iran, all these kind of countries force it. But when you apply for your tourist visa, it asks, have you ever been a part of the military? Have you ever had any weapons training? You have to say yes to this. U.S. government wants to know. It doesn't mean they're going to deny the visa, but they just want to know. But what happens is people don't fill it out, they get the visa, come to the United States, marry a U.S. citizen, and they're like, oh, I won, I'm going to get a green card now. Well, you have a thing called fraud and misrepresentation potentially in your past because you weren't open and honest about saying something and admitting something that you were supposed to tell the consular officer. Now, do they always enforce it harshly, accuse you of fraud or misrepresentation? No, but it can happen. So make sure you read all the questions, you fill it out thoroughly. And a lot of people, most people do not hire lawyers for the B2 application or student visa application. I understand why, it seems simple enough, and it is. But one small error can follow you the rest of your life. So be very careful when you're filling out these applications. It could be very problematic for you in the future if you don't completely fill out the application forms correctly. But that's the main thing I want to get, one important thing I wanted to mention, because I see this issue happen so many times, consistently more and more nowadays. So be very watchful of it. I hope you enjoyed this educational video. Also, you'll find our social media site has a lot more videos, images, and information about the U.S. immigration process. Please check those out on the various social media websites.